All right, so this is the meltdown we've all been waiting for. Everyone loves that 2016 TYT election meltdown from way back when. Let's see what Cenk Uygur got to say right now.
Of like, well, I guess there was nothing we could have done. No, that's not remotely true. You could have actually run a real campaign. So what's a real campaign? So she put out some good things in the beginning, and we were excited about it. She had some economic populist policies about housing and price gouging, et cetera. At a point, she picked 10 walls. That was the correct decision. So at that point, she goes, Biden was way down. She skyrockets, takes a big leap, right? And at that point, she then turns around and goes and sends Mark Cuban all over CNBC to go, remember, I love business interests. All the CEOs are on my side. Dick Cheney's on my side. Liz Cheney's on my side. Every CEO's on my side. Oh my God, I love corporations. Don't worry, I'm not going to do the price gouging plan. I'm not going to do it at all. She's never going to do the price gouging plan. They swear up and down on CNBC and all over cable news. Well, then she lost her lead. Why do you think you're getting the lead? Why do you think you lost the lead? No, they'll never figure it out. Never figure it out.
Because no one believes her. Like, even when Kamala Harris was saying, oh, I'm anti-price gouging, we're going to do something about price gouging. She spoke on that early on when she got anointed, not elected by the people, anointed by the Democrat Party to be the nominee for president. But then she just stopped talking about it. So I think, like me, I think a lot of people feel like me. We just don't believe what she says. Yeah, you can say you're anti-price gouging and you're going to do something about it, but are you really?
The housing plan is a pretty good plan. I would have been more clear that, hey, private equity will be banned from buying homes. These sons of bitches on Wall Street are buying all our homes and driving up the housing prices.
Yeah.
And what happened? She almost never talked about housing again. So
because she doesn't believe it. It would be more believable if Kamala Harris had a record of getting private equity out of the housing market. It would be more believable if Kamala Harris had a record of fighting against price gouging. It's not the fact that Kamala Harris is a woman. When Elizabeth Warren says she's going to go after the banks and she's going to go protect consumers, people believe it because she's done it. Regardless of how else you may feel about Elizabeth Warren, she's pretty anti-crypto, so I have my thoughts about her. But when Elizabeth Warren says she's going after the banks, I believe it.
And so, guys, it also matters how you talk about things. So it's one thing to go, I have a good plan on housing, and then and here's my anodyne, normal, boring, dull ad on it, maybe, right? It's another thing to go, I'm gonna get those son of a bitch Wall Street guys. Here's how much our housing prices were before private equity started buying up all the homes. Here's what they are now.
Right.
Well, these guys are gonna drive us all out of the market. They're gonna take all of our homes and they're gonna turn us into renters and they're gonna make us work for them the whole time. Now, if you tell a Democrat that, they go, oh, no, that's so uncivil. Don't do that, please. No, that's so uncivil, right? You know what that resonates with? The average American who didn't go to Yale with you, okay? And who isn't planning to be a lobbyist afterwards, and who doesn't have nothing but banker friends. The average American wants you to be pissed because they're pissed because they can't afford houses anymore. I went to
and this is why a lot of people honestly support Trump. I would assume. I didn't vote for Trump. I voted for Bernie. I voted for Bernie the last 3 elections because 2024 would have been, if the Democrats didn't cheat Bernie in 2016 and 2020, they forced him out in 2020. They cheated him in the primaries versus Clinton in 2016. But I voted from the past 3 elections, wrote his name in because 2024 would have been the end of Bernie's second term. There would have been never a Trump anything. Instead, the Democrats, they take their most popular candidate in Bernie Sanders and they put the 3 most unpopular Democratic nominees in recent history, Clinton, Biden, and Harris. And they lose 2 of the 3. And they almost lost with Biden.
Imagine if somebody said, I'm not gonna stand for it. We had houses, you're gonna have a house. And if I gotta go after every son of a bitch on Wall Street, then that's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, he pissed.
No way. There's a 0% chance any weak Democrat will ever do that for you. They'll never fight for you. They'll never fight for you. And that's why they keep losing to ridiculous, moronic clowns like Donald Trump.
I agree, man. And I know the Trump supporters may not like me saying this, but yo, the fact that the Democrats can't beat Trump is a layup, bro. This is a layup. This is any competent politician who actually has debated and has a record on being a politician, 90% can beat Trump in a general election, despite the whole MAGA movement, which at first just started off a cult amount of people. Then it grew. Now you can't even call MAGA a cult because Trump just won the popular vote. So there's people who voted for him who are not in this cult. Trump is angry, and he appears angry about things that affect us directly. So people identify with that, and they vote for him. Meanwhile, Kamala's campaign was on joy I'm happy. Every time you see Kamala and Tim Walz, it looks like they're on laughing gas. Do you think the average American is just walking around super happy about what's going on? Like, people don't identify with that right now at this point.
How do you lose to a guy like that twice?
Right.
You think they'll learn anything? They'll learn nothing. Nothing. What did Steve Cohen say today? I mean, look, I like the brother because he's honest, but Congressman Cohen came on here and said, we need to raise more money. Oh, come on, Jesus Christ. And he blamed the American electorate. But it's not his fault. He's actually one of the most honest guys in Congress. Because that is the, you know, you go talk about woke mind virus. A lot of that is BS. There's a Washington mind virus. Money. Money's supposed to lead to victories.
Way too animated.
You raised $1 billion. Where the F is our victory? One more thing.
They raised $1 billion and what they do with it. Beyonce, Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, Glorilla, Will Ferrell, celebrity endorsements. This is where a lot of that money went.
So why do I keep talking about it? Because it's so obvious and it is indisputable. So if Kamala Harris, this was the plan that I wanted to get to Tim Walz, but I'm not connected enough, I'm not rich enough, I didn't donate enough, so I couldn't get to Tim Walz. What I wanted to say to them is, try to pass paid family leave in the middle of the election. Again, they would have been like, oh, that's like 1% risk. No, that's so risky. No. Be civil, don't do anything. Play prevent defense. Who the hell told you were winning? Why are you playing prevent defense? Because if you try to pass paid family leave in the middle of the race, okay, I get it, that's unconventional, right? Well, what would have happened? You put the Republicans in a super tough spot. Because they got to either sell out their corporate donors or they got to sell out the average American. 84% of Americans want paid family leave.
Right.
You go out there and you say, I'm going to save those moms. I'm not having you send them back into the assembly line.
Kamala's terrible campaign, right? There are certain policies like Medicare, and paid family leave that are just super popular across party lines. The fact that she didn't even talk about this stuff. Paid family leave, maternity leave, all that, higher wages, pro-labor, pro-union. The fact that she didn't lean into this stuff, what did she lean into? Abortion and Trump is a fascist. Those were her like two main points. Every other point that she mentioned, like price gouging, housing market, she abandoned after she mentioned it, like weeks later. The only points that she really stuck with were abortion and Trump is a fascist. When Kamala was campaigning and during this whole thing, every address to the media that she made should have been like in front of the White House at the Oval Office. She currently works there. It makes people already view her like she's already president, like she's already qualified enough. But at the same time, does she want to do that? Does she want to be synonymous with the administration that nobody likes?
A day after they give birth, you're going to pass paid family leave now, or you're going to pass it the day after the election, after we kick your ass and take all your seats? So which one is it going to be? And then that would force the Republicans to play defense and go, no, I'm against moms. I'm against 84% of Americans. I don't want them to have paid family leave. And then they're in a super tough spot because even 74% of Republicans want paid family leave. Nope, nothing. And they would never do that because they're not that smart. I hear, oh, they're so smart. No, these Democratic leaders are simpletons. They're servants of the donor class. So they go in there like, oh, donor, give me money, please. And I made an ad. I'm Kamala Harris. I'm full of joy.
Right, like.
Okay, well, what did that get you? And they say, oh, Jake, you're too angry. Too angry? What? You think, does Donald Trump look like he's kind? Does he look like he's in a good mood? I mean, no, people want some sort of reaction from their politicians. They want them to represent them, to fight for them. But that has never occurred to a Democrat outside of Bernie Sanders, and probably never will. So look, I have no interest in listening to a single Democratic politician ever again.
Man, we don't believe this. I don't believe you, Cenk. I mean, Cenk has this thing where since 2016, I'll say, he has not liked each presidential candidate that the Democrats have put forward. He didn't like Clinton. He didn't like Biden. He didn't like Harris. But each time he voted for them and he convinced his audience, you should vote for them because Trump bad, basically. And he wonders why he keeps getting the same results. This is why 2016, they put a candidate I didn't like with Hillary Clinton. I'm not voting for it. I'm not voting blue no matter who or none of this. You can say I wasted my vote. You can say blah, blah, blah. The reason why y'all keep getting these terrible candidates in the Democrat Party is because you keep voting for them. Even the most progressive YouTube channel out there, all the attacks that the Democrats attacked the progressive, which is the progressive are an arm of the Democrat Party. They attacked the progressives, like the Bernie Sanders guys, more than they attacked the Republicans, and harder. Like, they completely eliminated the Progressive Party in certain, like what they did in 2016, 2020. The fact that even the most progressive channel continues to vote for these people and to advocate for their audience to vote for these people despite not liking the candidate is why you're going to continue to get horrible candidates. Me, guy like me, I said no the past 3 elections. I said I'm not doing this. Either put somebody I can vote for or I'm not voting for them. And I guess a lot of people felt like me. I'm in California, so my vote doesn't really matter anyways because it's going to go blue, which it might actually flip in, the next 4 or 5 elections. But yeah, this is why you guys keep getting what you get.
They can go kiss my ass. They can do whatever they want. And we never listen to them anyway. And they hate us because we're right and they're wrong. They're always wrong. And they hate us for being right. Okay? So, but they're not going to learn. You have to beat them in a primary. That's your only hope. And so if you say it's super hard to beat them in a primary because of the lying sons of bitches on mainstream media who will smear you to no end, who will fight harder against progressives and populists than Republicans or Donald Trump or anyone else, well, brothers and sisters, nobody said life was fair. So we got to go fight that mainstream media. We got to destroy that mainstream media that is filled with lies on top of lies about how the politicians are so honest and the donors have no control over policy. They have 100% control over policy. Everyone in mainstream media is a liar who goes, oh, well, here's a bill. Well, I'm not going to talk about the donors at all. Oh, I think they're having an ideological debate. Oh, look at that. The donor class won the ideological debate again, but I won't call them the donor class. I won't tell you that it's corporate Republicans and corporate Democrats that are playing good cop and bad cop against you the entire time.
That's facts.
So these Democratic leaders are the most useless people on earth. If they're not all fired, the Democratic Party is out of its mind. So as the voters, you have to understand, those guys have a vested interest in protecting their own ass and protecting their money and their privilege and their status. You need to fire them. They're not gonna fire themselves. You think Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, Kamala Harris, and all these people go, oh yeah, I got Jamie.
So Cenk is glad that you come to this realization now. But the past 3 elections, you have voted for for that same ruling class, at least in the general elections. The past 3, you have voted blue for the same corporate Democrats. Cenk, you know a lot more about politics than I do. Why did I come to the realization that I need to stop voting for these people in order for them to change 8 years before you did? Post it in the comments. Well, why does that happen?
Harrison and DNC, oh yeah, I guess we were the problem. You think the Democratic consultant class that had been robbing you blind this entire time is gonna go, oh, I guess we were the problem. No, you have to fire them. So the next time that some son of a bitch on MSNBC or in the Democratic Party tells you, oh no, be a good boy and girl, be civil, and vote for Democratic leaders, they know what they're doing. Those are the same goddamn liars that told you that Joe Biden was totally fine. That he was young and he was dynamic behind the scenes, and it wasn't a problem at all.
Well, I told y'all that in 2020 not to vote for Joe Biden. I told y'all, bro. Yeah, I told y'all.
At that point, he was down 8 points nationally. He was getting slaughtered. He was down by 18 in Iowa, and I could go on and on. They've been lying to you the whole time. If you're on the left, you're a Democratic voter. Wakey, wakey. I need to wake you up out of the hypnosis that you're in, that Morning Joe and The View and all of mainstream media has put you in.
Well, you voted the same way Morning Joe and The View did. I mean, despite how you may be more progressive and you may have voted progressives and independents down ballot, general election, you voted the same way. Midterms, you probably voted the same way they did too. So you can have all these platitudes and all these nuances in your views, but if you're voting for the Democrats because Trump bad, I'm not even gonna say vote for Trump. Vote third party. Mobilize your audience to vote for third party until the Democrats get their ish together. But no, you can criticize The View and Joy Ann Reid and all this, Van Jones, but you vote the same way. You vote the exact same way as the corporate Democrats, as the neo-libs. You vote the same way.
They're lying to you. Why do you think they keep losing?
I think right now, really, he's really talking to himself. He's talking to us, but I think he's really talking to himself.
You think, oh, they keep telling you how smart they are and how they're going to deliver you victories. And all they ever do is deliver loss after loss after loss. So Democratic voters, snap out of it. These guys are obvious liars. Fire them all. Fire them all. And if you don't, okay, then keep losing to buffoons, to obvious con men like Donald Trump. Keep losing and losing and losing and never figuring it out. Here, I solved it for you. I figured it out. It's a goddamn corruption. All the stupid donor money, all it's ever done is lead to more losses. So if you don't fire them, you have no one to blame but yourself. Young Turks will be back.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think Cenk was really speaking to himself there because he's the one voting Democrat every election despite not liking the candidates. And I get it. You don't want to vote for Trump. I didn't either. I didn't want to vote for Trump either. And guess what? I didn't. I voted for someone else. There are other names on the ballot. So instead of mobilizing his audience to do something meaningful, like vote third party or write in or do something else, his team, and they're all voting for the same corporate Democrat party that they hate, that slanders them every chance they get, that cheated Bernie. They're voting for the same people and telling their audience, advocating their audience to vote that way too. So that's why I think this rant by Cenk, he was really talking to himself. There's no way that I, a regular dude, came to that realization. Like, I got to stop voting for this party down ballot, blue, no matter who, until they change. And the only way they're going to change is if they start losing votes. So I'm just not going to vote for them anymore. There's no way I came to that realization before Cenk Uygur did, who has been doing news for 20, 30 years. So anyways, yeah, that's the meltdown we all been waiting for. So it wasn't as juicy as 2016, because 2016, the Young Turks channel, they really thought Hillary Clinton was going to win. So the meltdown was just epic. This one, I think they went into this not liking Kamala, and they went into this knowing, damn, Trump has a lot of momentum. You can feel it around you. You see Make America Great Again hats and signs. People don't even get angry at that stuff anymore, even here in California. So I think they came into this knowing like, yo, this is going to be tough. So that meltdown wasn't as epic, but that was the best part of the meltdown right there. So anyway, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.